You can never tell me. You can never tell me. I won't rise.
But any hoozle, what's going on? I mean, I feel like it's been.
Come on, dude. No, stop, dog.
Hold on, I'm gonna fix this situation.
Listen. If you were chilling, just relax, dude, it'd be cool. We could have a thing going. You know what I mean? You could be boom right here, part of the whole podcast. But you're not gonna chill and relax. I.e., leave me alone, please.
No, right here. Come here. Right here. Nope. You're gonna be with me now. Lay down. We are trying to get my wonderful dog here to. Hey. She's going crazy today.
Yeah, it's all right though. It's the heat driving everyone crazy. It's all right. It's understandable. It's understandable. It's all right. It's all right.
Can't really see her in the corner, but she's right here.
She's chilling.
Trying to get her to chill. There she is. Just making her in the spotlight. But anyways, yeah, man, it's been a little bit, man. Welcome back, Krispy.
Yeah, no, thank you, Jay.
Cool.
I just want to say real quick, thank you for always allowing me to take the month of May off and like beginning of June to do what I gotta do. You know what I mean?
Of course, so, it's important.
People don't know. I wasn't here obviously the whole month of May and then part of June. And well, yeah, now I'm back now. But the kiddo has soccer during that time frame, and his games always fall on Mondays and Wednesdays. So I'm off doing the dad thing.
Of course,
so
have
I'm
to.
Just thankful for you there allowing me. You know what I mean? Not hound me or whatever. Like you truly understand me. And
get it together.
I say thank you.
Yeah, man. Of course, man. Like we've had many conversations with not only just us but with other guests too, and I think showing up for kids. Yeah, I mean, and being somebody, his mom, respectfully, is showed up for all his sports stuff, and been there. Like I definitely know how powerful that is.
Right.
Because it's definitely things that have influenced me even even today, especially in my job of just showing up for the kids in that sense.
A lot of times, like just being there for a kid. You know what I mean? Like, can do wonders for that child. It really can. You know what I mean? Them looking over and seeing you there. Oh, okay, cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It really shows that somebody cares and is willing to be there, for them, that they do have that support system. That's like what, kind of the whole emphasis of my Just One kind of movement is. It's just as long as you have that, I mean, it encompasses many different things, but if you have
it can be interpreted in many different ways, obviously. You know what I mean?
So, if you just have that one person, like I had my basketball coach, he was, one of those people that just pushed me beyond what I thought I could do, but he knew the potential that I had, so he would push me.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, man, I can't do this. But then you look back and you're like, I'm so glad.
Okay, you're saying you can't do it, but have you ever truly tried?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's essentially what it was. And then it's like you do it, and then you're like, oh crap, I can do it. And it's like, all right, it's not as bad. Now let's, because like they say, I forget what song it is, but it's like, once you level up, the boss gets bigger. So like, you gotta,
it definitely does.
You gotta, work a little bit harder through each step. And if you want to grow and get to the next level, you have to apply a couple things. I think we said this before. You play a video game, you have to learn certain skills that make you stronger. You have to develop certain things. But if you don't play the game and do the objectives or whatever that get you those skills, then you're never going to advance in the game. So it's like the same thing. You got to go through all that stuff.
Yeah.
So.
I had a coach in 7th grade. I never understood at the beginning of the season why we ran so freaking much. Like up and down, like without even touching the ball for a while.
Yep.
But like, later on, like we were like 16-0 that season. And like we were like the most conditioned.
In the fourth quarter, everyone's gassed.
We were running teams into the ground. Right, so like, then I understood like, okay, this
you guys were full court press the whole 48 minutes.
Exactly.
Dude, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
so like this is the groundwork to, have been able to get us there.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, it's cool that you can shoot a shot, but can you shoot it tired?
Right.
And
if you're, exactly.
Yeah.
Can you shoot it 400 times?
Yeah, literally.
On that 400th time, can you show the same form?
Yeah.
As you did for your first shot.
Right. Yeah. No, it changes. Just like when you're sprinting, as you get tired, if you're running like a 400 or a sprint, the more tired you get, your form just deteriorates. So that's why they practice like when you're getting tired, remember to have your form, because if not, you're just gonna run like trash.
Right.
And you're gonna flop it
Oh,
everywhere.
yeah,
Your
dude.
arms are gonna be wailing everywhere, and that's what happens. Like you're starting like this,
Right.
and then all of a sudden you're like, you know, your form is just terrible. Yeah, literally. It's like those dreams. You ever try to run in? I know this is like a weird segue. You ever try to run in a dream and you don't run?
Yeah.
Like your legs, your mind and everything is like, I need to sprint.
Yeah.
But your body is like, no. Where, like, you're in the motion of it, but your body just refuses in the dream to run.
Really?
Like it'll move in a running position.
I've had that kind of dream before. Like I was just like
it's
this.
so weird. Like you're like my body will.
Yeah.
Like my body will move in a running position, like, but it's like super slow mo.
Oh, really?
And I don't get it. But like my mind is like
weird,
active,
right.
and everything around me is like normal speed.
Yeah.
But I can't run.
Meaning,
it's weird.
Face your demons. Don't run from them. Run through them.
Maybe. I mean, yeah. Well,
So real quick,
Something like that, I don't know.
Side note off the side note, right?
Okay.
Where do you think dreams come from? What do you think dreams are?
Subconscious.
Yeah, definitely are subconscious.
Okay,
I think
are
so.
they like?
And I think it's
What
like
are they?
spiritual too.
Are they memories of a past life? Are they memories of or are like you seeing like an alternate life? Or like, are they warnings? You know what I mean? Like, because I've definitely have had dreams, and like later on around the road, like, haha, that dream made sense that day. Okay, yeah, this went exactly how I saw it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
dreams have always
truthfully,
been weird to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because there's like some dreams I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, it
weird.
Literally makes zero
sense. And
sense.
then you got like lucid dreams. Like I definitely have had a severe lucid dream.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Those are weird because you're like, wait, I'm in like full control right now. This is weird.
It was. Excuse my French. It was pretty Billy fucking badass, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
it is really cool.
But I mean, we can get into it afterwards. But I want the initial question to at least be answered.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, like realistically, I have no idea. I have theories.
What is one of your theories?
Well, I mean, I agree with L.Y.F in part. I think that it's. I think part of it could be spiritual,
right?
In the sense of like a dream that you have could be, you know, God trying to speak to you or whatever.
I think that's definitely no, definitely, dude. Like I said, because like I've seen like had dreams or whatever, and then like you have, you know what I mean, or like it's just I don't know. It's always weird. Like deja vu is creepy for me, bro. You know what I mean, dude? Like, bro, dude, like I've definitely this is, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, where do you think that stuff comes from? Like, that's.
I think spiritually, obviously, comes there.
Yeah, definitely.
I think another part could be, like, because we talked about this in church too. It's like, oh, if you sit up and watch a scary movie, and then you go to sleep, and then you have a nightmare.
Right.
Like, obviously, that's
right. Yeah, that's connected. That's given.
You know what I mean? So, like, it's with like again, what L.Y.F said. I think part of it is your subconscious, and maybe the things that you're thinking. You know what I mean? Like, you have certain dreams, and maybe it's based on the emotions that you're having at that time. But that's just how. I think. I mean, I think dreams we maybe tap into, and I'm just thinking of this as we're talking. We tap into, you know, maybe some of that other percentage of our brain that we maybe don't necessarily tap into. You know what I mean? Because like I just think of weird combinations of things that obviously I've never seen.
Relaxed that your body's able to produce a certain chemical that activates that extra 2%.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, because like there's like things that I dream, or even when I'm like about to fall asleep, I have these weird like visions or like start dreaming. Where I'm like, none of this makes sense. I've never seen it before. It'll be like, I'm literally just making this up. It'll be like a rhino with an eye and like 4 wings on its back. And I'm like,
what does that even mean?
Like, yeah. I'm like,
I'm trying to go to bed right now, thanks.
And then all of a sudden you're riding it. It's like, what?
Yeah. I'm like, none of this makes any sense. So I don't get, like, I've never seen this before.
Right.
So how am I seeing it?
It's your imagination.
So that's why I think maybe it's, you know, because you, I don't know, you just tap in because you're, I don't know. I think you tap into a weird thing, but I think it's partially just, you know, maybe the emotions or things that you're dealing with. Like if you're, I don't know. I mean, I've looked at like dream dictionaries and stuff where it's like, if what was it like teeth? Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves.
No, I definitely like. I don't know. They've always because I've had some weird dreams, bro. You know what I mean, dude? Like just weird dreams, guy.
Yeah.
Like just bizarre, and it's like, what does that even mean? Like, why am I in this abandoned warehouse? And literally, like, I'm looking around, and it's just from like 1950 something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's cobwebs everywhere. It's not scary. I'm not scared. You know what I mean? And I'm literally just walking around exploring it. Like, what? Like as I'm walking, it literally just faded, and I woke up.
Yeah.
Like like, huh?
I think like one of my
Like what is like you know what I mean? So like stuff like that, or like I said, deja vu, bro. Well, I have a dream of having a conversation with somebody, and then it's like months down the road, it's like, yo, like you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like so this is one that I've had before. So like your teeth falling out.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever had like a dream your teeth falling out?
Yeah.
So like the dream, I mean, again, this is like human interpretation or whatever,
Right.
but it's like it says that it means, or according to them, it means that you're going through a transition in your life. So like if you think about it, like your teeth falling out, obviously like new ones are going to come in. So it's a new kind of scenario.
See, that makes sense. You can break that down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so like stuff like that, like there's like definitely maybe some explanations, and again, that's just maybe how our minds translate it, tapping into that other sector of the brain that maybe we just aren't cognizant of it when we're awake, but we can when we're maybe sleeping. But then the other times, again, like a rhino with like 4 wings and an eye, I'm like,
weird stuff, bro.
I'm like, what are you trying? I'm like, what is this? So then
trying to say to me right now.
yeah. So now I'm like, God, are you trying to show me something, or should I be rebuking the hell out of this right now? Because this is crazy.
This is something I would see if I took acid, and I did not. I did not take acid, sir.
Right. Like I have been sober for 4 years. What is happening? Like, what is this? Because this is crazy.
It's a late side effect from not drinking.
Yeah, probably.
Like at your 4-year mark, everyone that used to drink sees them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what? Like I had like some of these like a couple of dreams where my teeth were falling out, like kind of recently.
Never had that.
Like I was like just somewhere like out with a group of my friends, and then like I went to the bathroom, and then all of a sudden like my front tooth is just loose, and it just comes out, and then everything else, everything else is just like yo, what's happening? And then there was another one where like I don't know how I ended up at this body of water, and like I don't know how I like ended up like over like a wall or something like that. But I was like scaling the wall, I was trying not to fall in, but then I fall in like pretty deep, and then like I see like an orca coming toward me, and like some other stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I always have wild dreams. Like I got hit by like an 18-wheeler crossing the road or something. You know what I mean? Bro,
we might want to have to look that one up real quick.
And like you survive it?
Bro, I've had that dream. I don't even know my whole life, on and off, dude. I've literally, dude, me crossing a highway and getting smoked by an 18-wheeler, bro. It's the same one.
It's the same one, huh?
Same one every time, dude.
Might have to figure that one out. Especially if you're having it over, you know what I mean?
I've tried.
Like
it comes and goes. I can't remember when it comes and goes. Like as far as like what stage or season I'm in. Yeah. Because it may be just like this is a breakthrough. That's why you keep. You know what I mean?
You're getting broken through.
Yeah, you're broken, dude.
I guess like now that you mentioned the teeth thing, like I mean I can understand like where I am with that, because I mean, bigger things are about to happen. You know what I mean? I've since I turned 30, I feel like my mind has like switched gears.
No, it definitely does, dude. When you like, it's weird. Like
it's like, all right, now this is the start.
Yeah, no, that's truly what it is, man. Is your 20s are meant to be. Let's try shit.
That it's a learning.
That's what your 20s are supposed to be.
20s is learning.
That's where you yourself out. That's what your 20s should be.
Right. That's where you make all your mistakes.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. 20s are like not the experiment stage. Like, don't go too crazy, but
no, don't go and pull a Krispy, okay? Don't do that. It's bad. I promise.
But I think with like the reoccurring same dream. I mean, I've had a couple of those too. I think it's kind of like with life when or like God trying to teach us a lesson where it's like you're gonna have the same situation reoccur over and over again until you learn to
how to conquer it.
Do something different.
So I haven't had that dream in a very long time, dude.
Okay.
At least 4 or 5 years.
Oh, okay.
You know
Oh,
what
so
I
it's been
mean?
some
It's
time.
just, it's one of those dreams that I can remember to this day, dude. Like,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? I don't know,
Yeah.
weird, just weird dreams, dude. Like looking up at the sky and just letting drops of water just like slamming in my eyeball, like full blown rain, just wide open. Like, what am I? Why, dude? Like, that's the weirdest thing ever, bro.
That is crazy. That is a little crazy. But I get you. Shout out to Fate One. Appreciate you, man. He said,
My dog.
What's up?
So
What it do,
set up-
baby? Not you. You're not my dog. Okay.
Bienvenidos.
It's because you clapped.
Yeah, I know.
I said the this is fire. Setup looks great, fellas. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate you being on one of our episodes.
We'd love to have you back on.
Yeah, for
Definitely,
sure.
brother.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But appreciate you checking us out on Facebook. Appreciate that. Yeah, man, we're just here to talk about. I mean, we're catching up. It's been a little bit since we've had the whole gang together at one time.
Yeah, definitely.
We've met up in different capacities outside of the podcast, but it's cool to have everybody back together as a pod. Just catching up and stuff. Hold on, now I'll do it. There we go.
Gotcha.
Oh, and the fireworks. So
Ka-chow, baby.
we just finished eating pizza, just enjoying some time together, some
That pizza was
fellowship.
bomb, bro.
Pizza
pretty
was
good.
pretty good. We got let's see, public opinion. So we have bacon. We had bacon and pineapple on one, and then your standard pepperoni on the other. Cast your votes on what you think would be
That
the
bacon
better option.
pineapple, don't listen. Try it. All right, just try it. I know they say pineapple doesn't go on pizza, but it's pretty good. It's good.
Yeah,
Definitely, bro. It gets the crispy stamp of approval. All right.
the bacon was crispy.
It was, dude. That bacon was bomb, bro.
Yeah, no, it was actually pretty good. That was the first time I tried it. Well, at least that combination. I've had pineapple on pizza, but
I can see why y'all like pineapple on pizza now.
Oh,
I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I see bacon.
we got a
so
flip
many
corner
kids,
over here. All right,
So I
so
gotta
yo,
put bacon on it.
so
you know what I
Life, you're now team pineapple does belong on pizza, right?
mean? Yeah, it does belong on pizza.
But no,
man.
yeah, that's
But
right
like,
there. That's on
when-
captured on video and audio. Let's go.
It is captured on video.
Yeah, we got you.
I'll say it again. Pineapple does belong on pizza.
But you gotta have the right combination, though. That's the thing. You can't just be putting pineapple on anything. All right,
Exactly,
like
right.
don't.
And like it's
don't
gotta be
go-
a certain amount. It
Yeah,
can't be,
yeah,
like, over
exactly. A couple pieces here and there just to give it a little flavor.
Because then you might as well just be eating the pineapple, man. Like it,
Yeah, too much. I just like the sweetness that it brings with different things. Like,
No, definitely.
I put it
Definitely.
in.
I almost want to throw it on a ham and onion, dude, because I love ham and onion pizza. I
No,
almost want to throw
that is,
pineapple
yeah.
on a ham and onion.
onions are pretty gas on pizza
Yeah,
too.
dude, ham and onion, try it.
Oh, yeah,
dude.
onions,
You'll
yeah.
thank me later, bro.
I'm pretty sure I have had it
It's
a while
bomb,
ago.
bro. That's my go-to ham and onion pizza. Yeah.
Because I know you don't like Domino's, but Domino's has
Oh, my
their
God.
little pasta things that you
Yeah.
can make.
Yeah.
So I'll do almost like what I do with the pizza. So it's kind of the same combination. That's where I got the idea from for the pizza. So I do the Alfredo with obviously Alfredo sauce,
Yeah.
and then I do onions, steak, and pineapple,
There you go.
and it's like the
Steak and pineapple.
so good.
Put a pineapple on your burger next time,
Oh, 1,000%.
What you can do
I-
that?
bro.
No, I do it all the time at work because they have a
Bro,
burger that
so
has
what you
has
do-
it.
I've never. Even
What you
thought
do,
of
right?
So bomb, dude.
When you're cooking your hamburger, right? At the end, you put your cheese on, right? Put the
Yeah.
pineapple on top of the cheese. Okay. Cover it so the pineapple heats up a little bit, but doesn't cook. Just heats up, dude. You'll thank me later.
that. Okay.
Throw some onions on that bitch, dude.
Mhm.
So good, dude.
Okay.
So good.
Yeah, it's worth it.
It is.
It's
1,000%,
so
bro.
good. I can't believe you never had it. That's crazy.
I've never even. I didn't know that was a thing.
No, dude, it's so I didn't know it was a thing too. I was definitely out of state. I don't remember where, and I went out to eat, and I didn't even see like in the description that it came with pineapple on it. The burger, I was like, yo, I want a burger real quick, you know what I mean? But into it, I'm like, open it up, I'm like, yo, pineapple in this shit,
Yeah.
slamming, dude. Yo, from now on, yeah, that's like, yo, put your lettuce on the bottom bun, then put bun, lettuce, and then put your burger on top of that. Change your life, bro. I'm telling you.
Man.
Yeah. It's worth it. Fate One also agrees, so we're gonna throw this up here as well. Fate One agrees that pineapple does belong on pizza. So shout out to you, man. You're just earning brownie points for us. So appreciate it. We love the support not only of the podcast but on our taste buds as well. Respectfully, I know that probably just sounded really weird to say that. But, so pause just in case.
Pause. Yeah, right. Pause.
Just in case. And yeah, man, appreciate the support. But yeah, we are again, yeah, just trying to catch up a little bit. It's been a minute. How's everybody been? I know like
hot. No, I've been good, bro. I've been
like
good.
what is everybody? Because again, we haven't really been together in like this kind of capacity for a minute. So like, what's everybody been up to?
I shot my first wedding.
Your first wedding?
Yeah.
Okay.
My first wedding a couple weeks ago.
Oh, that's right. I think
Stressful.
I did too. Yeah. Oh, 100%.
It wasn't as bad as like I let it to be in my head and I let people talk me into thinking. You know what I mean? Like, it's just I now know what I need to do when I get booked for another one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, I just need to hire another video. I need to hire a videographer and another shooter. That just means the price on that end goes up. That's all. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm more or less like someone hit me up. They're like, hey, and I was like, yo, I haven't done it before. And they're like, yo, that's fine. So I gave them a decent price. You know what I mean?
That's respect. I respect stuff.
It's stressful though. Like, but I know it was learning. Like, it wasn't like a bad stress. It was, you know what I mean? I was like, all right, yo, let's get this. Like, I know this is gonna be dumb, stupid right now. It's like everyone I talk to, like, what, you doing it by yourself? And I was like, yeah. They're like, what do you mean? I was like, yo, I'm just YOLOing it, dude. Like, me and God are taking over.
Yeah,
you know
there you go.
mean?
Amen. There you go.
That's literally what I was like. But no, it was definitely a good experience though. Learned a lot.
Yeah, that was like me when I first I can't even think of the word now because we just had J Plus on here. Officiated my first wedding. I was like, I know my role is literally maybe 10 minutes long, but I feel the most pressure right now.
Right.
And I don't know why. Like, I'm reading off a script. I have everything that I need to say, but I feel I have so much pressure on me on making sure that I do this right because it is not even close to being about me whatsoever.
No.
And these are because I'm sure you feel the same way. These are memories that people are gonna have, hopefully for the rest of their lives, on a special occasion. I cannot mess this up.
If you forget a sentence,
like, bro, that's why it's stressful because it's literally the biggest day of a person's life.
Right.
Whether you're the bride or the groom, it's like, you know what I mean.
The family, like, you make sure you get all the right pictures.
Bro, I took like 1,700 photos, dude.
I believe it. 100%.
In a 5-hour span.
I believe it. That's why it takes photographers so long to get your pictures back. Like, 3 months later, we finally got our wedding pictures. It's like, because I just had to filter through 1,700 pictures to make sure, and then edit them.
It's rough, you know what I mean? But I'm getting there, dude.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm getting through it. Luckily, I have nothing that really else that's kind of pressing at the moment. You know what I mean? So I'm literally able to focus on that and only that, which is great.
Oh, that's good.
So every day I'll just throw a couple hours at it, and I
Just
told her 3 weeks the most, but yo, it gets done when it gets done. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I got you. You know what I mean? So
right.
Because I'm taking my time, I want to do it right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think they should have some understanding. I mean, obviously when they went into it, they knew that it was your first one, so have a little bit of understanding and grace that if it takes a little bit longer, that you have the understanding that you are trying to make sure that everything is the way that it should be, not that you're just literally taking forever, like dragging your feet on it or something. But it's like, no, I want to make sure that I do this right. It's a special moment. Let's make sure that you have photos that
make sure that you're gonna like these photos and how I edit them. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I got a little blue tint in there or whatever, depending on the photo. A little, you know what I mean? Like, I got my little crispy touch on it. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure they're good. You know what I mean?
Right. Because I mean, these are pictures that people are. I mean, I would most likely hang on my wall. You know what I mean? I hope that people are still printing some pictures and putting them on the wall versus just, okay. Oh, you want to see my wedding photos? Like, here, it's on my phone. Like, no, dude. Like, I want to walk in your house. Like, kind of have that art gallery of, great moments in your life. Celebrate that. So, what's going on with you, Life? How's things been? I feel like it's been a minute. I mean, you and I did a pod 2 weeks ago, but I know I was gone last week, so.
I mean, things have been good. I'm just hitting the ground running like super hard with like just music, man.
Word.
I got a new song dropping this Saturday June 28th. By the time some of you see it, by the time this episode is out, it'll be out.
Well, we're live, so everybody's hearing it first. So make sure you check it out.
Got my album dropping July 19th. I've got 3 shows now in July.
All right.
Yo,
Plug them, doggy. Plug them.
You got the album? Oh, I'm dropping a song.
Plug them.
So July 4th, I'll be in Lebanon, Maine, Charlie's Hill, as part of the first annual Kickback Fest. July 18th, we got MOCG night.
Yeah, baby.
So
be there, be square,
place.
baby.
Panucci's in Concord, New Hampshire.
Don't meet me there, beat me there. But you're not going to beat me there because I'll be there like 4 setting up. You know what I mean? So just show up when you're supposed to.
For those people want to go to that, it'll start at 9 p.m. And then we got like July 25th. That one's like still in the works, but like the location is set.
Yep.
That one is set up by B Snare and Vince Tesoro. We're gonna be in Taunton, Mass.
Oh yeah. That's right. He hit the chat about that the other day one time.
Yeah, I'll be there for that one, and I haven't confirmed it officially yet, but I will be there for that one at least.
I'm getting cornrows this Saturday.
Hey!
So next time y'all see me on air, I'll be AI. I'll be
Yeah, you get the AI. You get the nice thick ones, baby. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I mean, they'll probably be like not thick, not thin. You know what I mean? Probably like 8 to 10.
Yeah.
Right in the middle. Right in the middle. Word, yeah. I'm glad. I'm bummed that I'm missing MOCG night, but I'll be in Chicago.
That's all right. A couple people are missing it. I don't think
I'm
Joe's
not
going to be there. Ian's not going to be there. You know, but that's the
show
one
must
thing,
go on.
That's the one thing about having almost 20 of us in the collective.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. 7 of you all ain't going to be around. Bet we still have a whole show we can do, dude. You know what I mean?
I can't make this one, but I can make the next
one.
You know
exactly.
What I mean?
Facts.
Oh, hey, by the way, I've got a show here. You know who wants to perform?
Right.
Yeah, I'll be there the 25th, so I'm hyped about that. That's actually, you know what's crazy?
What, the one you going?
Yeah,
nice,
I'll be there. That is my first show. Dude, I honestly don't even remember the last time. Actually, Rap Night. Rap Night.
Yeah.
That was the last time.
Yeah. That was what, December though? Or something like that.
Dude, it's been crazy. So it'll be cool. It'll be cool to get back. Back on stage. I'm gonna do some new stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff that you guys haven't even heard either. So
you got a music video out?
Yep, I partly. So I have part 1 and part 2 dropped today. Well, part 1 dropped on what's today? Wednesday. I think I dropped it on Friday. Part 1 dropped on Friday. Part 2 dropped today, and then I will have the full version dropped this Friday. So we broke it up into pieces.
Yeah.
Shout out to this guy right here for helping me put this together. For helping me put it together. He shot it and everything, helped me direct it and all that fun stuff. Shout out to Glacier Bethesda. Shout out to Church Fam for just supporting that, allowing us to have the space. Appreciate that.
Definitely.
But yeah, so the full video will drop this Friday. I've been just kind of dropping it in pieces. It was super cool to put together. Obviously, work with Crispy and putting all that together. Shout out to Mertz, who produced the beat as well, mixed and mastered, all the fun stuff.
Phenomenal.
Great guy. Shout out to the Bridge Sound Stage as always. So that, and then July 1st, I'll be dropping it as a single. So the videos are coming out first.
All right. So the only place to see it is what, YouTube?
So it's on YouTube right now.
All right.
And then, July 1st, it will drop everywhere on streaming. Apple, Spotify, all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
So day 1 on July 1.
There you go.
That was kind of,
Day 1 on July 1.
Yeah.
It's got a ring to it, dude. I like it. Kind of rolls right off the tongue there.
Exactly. So I'm excited for that. And then, I know, L.Y.F E, you said you have an album. You said album, right?
Yeah.
Dropping the 19th. I'll have a single dropping that day as well, too.
Oh, man.
Your solo album?
I'm not going to, respectfully, I'm not going to promote it as heavy. So there's not going to be, any kind of interference like that. So the song... for those of you that are watching, this is just kind of an exclusive thing. So I created a song for that conference, and possible potential of performing. I don't know if I am or if I'm not. If I'm not, it's cool. It's fine. I understand the whole schematics of everything. I still wanted to do it. So it was a song that was basically kind of tailored to that conference. The day, if I do end up performing, it would be on that day. So my vision was
okay.
was
Drop that day that
drop
you
it, be
thought.
like, hey guys, like
Yo,
you like this song?
Go
It's
straight.
out today, right now. So that's kind of my vision for it. But other than that, I'm not gonna. Not that it's not important to me. I think
Yeah,
there's a
no,
lot of
I feel you.
value to it. And again, shout out to Mertz who produced it. But it's not something that I'm gonna necessarily, because I want it to be tied to that versus more not as directed towards me.
Right,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
So it's not gonna clash with the album or anything, with yours, because I know as a team we want to make sure that we give everybody
It's hard,
the
though.
space.
It's
to-
hard to do
timing,
that.
yeah. Trying to time everybody.
I just said drop the shit, whatever, bro. We just promote the shit out of all of it. You know?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, at least as long as it's like 2 of us. If there's 4 of us that are dropping a project on the same
That's
day,
absurd,
then
dude. That's it's a little
okay, it's a little much.
All right.
So
somebody needs to pull back.
yeah.
So respectfully, sorry.
Plus, I mean, we all kind of, I don't want to say we think the same, but I mean, we just have that artist mindset. Like, this was before I even saw Aaron's cover art for one of his things, and I didn't even put 2 and 2 together until I saw it again.
Yeah.
Because I put together the cover art for the song.
Yeah.
And it just happened. I was away on a trip when I was back when I was in DC, and they had Scrabble tiles on the tables just for to like fidget stuff. So I was like, oh, and I spelled out the title and everything and whatever, and then I took a picture and then I sent it to Mertz, and he was like, yo, is that the cover art? And I was like, that's actually a really cool idea.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, let me I might just like use it.
Let me play with it a little bit.
And then I think like a week later, I saw Aaron's clip art again or cover art again, and I was like, oh, like because I don't want to.
Yeah. Right.
And it's like, oh, like he's doing the same thing, but it's like it was completely unintentional.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll use it, partly because of that, but then also just but we'll see. But yeah, so music video is coming out. Full video will be Friday, and then new single, new music from just me, July 1st. So
The biggest question is, J Faith. We'll pause for a minute. When is the album dropping?
oh, not for a little bit.
Can you disclose that yet or no?
No, not yet.
No.
Not yet. We are working on it. We are still working on it. We've also been doing a lot of production and stuff, but I'll be getting back in the studio I think next month to just kind of finalize some things. I might try to jump in a little bit sooner than that, because I mean, I have all the beats that I need. I just got to get in there and record it. But there's a lot of singles that I already have. I think I'm halfway done as far as recording goes. So we're good on like that front. I just have to literally just get in there and just kind of hit it home, and then it's just the mixing and mastering part of it that will get done. But we've been working something out with that, so it's cool. And then he hit me up today about something pretty cool I'll share off air, that I'm really, really, really excited about, and I just pray God has his hand in it, and it's something that he wants me to do, because it'll definitely be super beneficial. So I am, looking forward to that. So not gonna spill any beans now.
No, definitely not.
But yeah, so that's kind of. I mean, I've been traveling as well for work and stuff, but other than that, it's been cool. I've been working on the clothing brand a little bit heavier. I looked into what is it called? It's not SEO. What am I looking at? What am I talking about? Hold on, let me go to my phone, because I do want to share this, and then I do want to get into men's mental health, because that is why we are here.
Yes, sir. Or here, because Jesus allows us to be here. But...
Amen. No.
Your answer works too. I'm just
Bro, where is it?
I hate when you like try to crack your elbow and it gets to that point, but it won't crack. You know what I mean?
Oh, it is SEO. Okay, it is SEO. Search engine. Dude,
Operations.
It's a way. My brain is not working. I'm sorry, people.
Oceans.
It's definitely not oceans. You know what? Because I want to be politically correct.
Just read it, dude.
Well, no, because I only have the abbreviation. I don't have. Dude, seriously. Search engine optimization. I don't know why my brain was working. So I've been looking heavily into that and just kind of understanding what that is for my website and stuff. So I started with Have More Faith. Grab your merch if you want Have More Faith merch.
Yes, definitely.
do the website. But essentially, what it is, it's like how, like if you were to search, I'll kind of summarize this. If you were to search like Christian apparel,
Yeah.
It comes up right away.
it helps to put it
Yeah.
like using. So there's things that you embed within your website and like through your, just how your preferences are and how you set it up,
Oh, really?
that will help get it to like the higher up into the list. And there's
Yeah.
also some other things that you have to do. So I'm putting those things into practice because it's like you have to like update, on a kind of a regular basis. And I was like, well, I really don't.
Right.
So that makes some sense as
Yeah,
far as
yes,
that goes. So
yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to be starting a blog for Have More Faith. It's going to be a little bit tied to 2 Cents of Faith.
Yeah.
More of a blog for, the ones that I've already put up. But I know that some people like to just have like reading material or whatever. So I'm going to start with that, at least just to have something to post. And then I will kind of move forward and see what other content I want to put on there. But yeah, it's just, kind of driving traffic to your website a little bit better. And like Life said, you search Christian apparel, it'll be one that'll be like kind of pop up towards the top versus that too. So, and I've been working on some marketing stuff too. So
That's what's up, dude.
been doing that stuff. So I'm excited. I was like grinding. I've been updating some of the merch that I've put out, and kind of just making some small tweaks and edits and whatever. So super excited for that. And then I'm gonna start attacking like the pod.
Yeah.
Make sure we get the pod on a good spot, and then music. I'm kind of trying to let the Have More Faith lead into the music versus the music lead into the Have More Faith.
Yeah, definitely.
For obvious reasons, but yeah. So that's kind of where it is. But yeah, so obviously we are kind of closing out Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Something that's obviously important to us, and again, not that men are the only people that have mental
Everyone's
struggles.
mental health is important. Everybody's mental health is important, extremely important. Doesn't matter if you're male or female. It is very important. Doesn't matter if you're a child, you're our age, or if you're 107. Mental health is very important. It does not matter. Okay? But this month is Men's Mental Month. Mental Health Month, and we are able to speak on it because we are men, and we do and have suffered from depression
100%.
and all that stuff here and there. You know what I mean? So we can speak on it only from the men's point of view. Okay, just want everyone to understand that. All right, we're not shaming anyone else or setting anyone else aside.
Right.
We're just saying that this is the month. That's what we're talking about. Yeah. So we're here.
100%. This is our disclaimer before people.
Sometimes you gotta remind people real quick, like, listen. Just listen. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta hit with the listen, Linda, real quick, dude.
Seriously. But yeah, because I've definitely, especially recently, I think a lot of, I don't want to say self-esteem, maybe self-esteem has been hit a little bit.
Yeah.
Just with things, and I've been talking with my kids, and I just try to remind them to don't let a specific title decide or determine your value, if you will. Even in like our areas of we're not touring artists or B class artists or whatever, or even being called an independent artist. Don't let that title deter you from what it is that you can actually do. And I tell that to my kids because they're going for competitions that get them insert title here, and I'm like, just because you don't get that doesn't mean that you can't go and make changes for different things, because before you even, in the middle of you competing, in the gap of the two events that you did, like, you were able to go to the Pentagon and talk to people. So like, yeah, you kind of had a title, but it wasn't the title that got you the opportunity to go into the Pentagon to talk about some important things.
Right, exactly.
So again, don't let just a title stop you. She's like, no, for sure. Like, there's like things that we're gonna hit, and we're gonna hit it hard. And I'm like, cool, let's do that. So that's what I've been struggling with. Little self-esteem, but I kind of reel myself back in, and then like, especially like at church.
You gotta reel yourself back in, man. You know what I mean? I know it can be hard at times. You know what I mean? But.
And then, it was just confirmation, because at church, that was something that was brought up to me. I don't know if something got pulled to the side, but it was kind of in that aspect.
I wanted to ask you, but I was like, nah.
I'll share a little more off air, because
it's that. But
It was kind of along those lines, and I was like, okay, so it's again, that's one of the things for me that helps keep my faith going, and what
Right.
helps my mental health is
Right.
is seeing confirmations of things that I'm struggling with, and then somebody that is of God coming in and being like, hey, this is what you're dealing with. And
Yeah.
they have
You haven't been talking to
no
about it.
idea
Crazy, right?
what it is that I'm going through. And they were like, yeah,
Mind-blowing.
they're like, don't let this bother you. And I was like, okay,
Thank you.
received. Thank you.
Thank you.
Got that. So it's, it's pushing through that,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's what I've been kind of just like self-esteem and like understanding your value and qualifications, if
I
you
think
will.
it's very hard to understand your own value. Cause like how do I put a value on myself? Okay, well let's take a step back. Or you said you suffer like self-esteem. Like I suffer with that shit too. Like I don't see what y'all see. You know what I mean? That's because I got self-esteem issues, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Underlying self-esteem issues. You know what I mean? So it's just I don't know to put like. I think that's a hard thing to do is to know your true worth. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think I know it more now than I used to. So it's you know what I mean? Almost easier, but at the same time, it's like, so what is my worth? What am I truly worthy of?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was crazy too, because so I don't know if you read the newsletter. Did you read the newsletter?
No, I did not get a chance to read the newsletter.
So
I mean, I always have a chance. No,
yeah,
I shouldn't have lied and said that.
yeah.
No, I should have read it.
So I wrote the newsletter for this past week,
Oh, all right.
and it has nothing to do with like, oh, like why couldn't you read my newsletter? But it
Self-esteem.
was on being. I mean, it was on being
Yes, Jay, I
qualified.
read it. Sorry.
Wink, wink through the glasses, right? That's why he's wearing glasses, so you can't see the wink.
That's why I always wear glasses, man. Sunglasses like this. Can't
Right.
see my eyes.
Yeah, poker face.
Yeah.
But it was about being qualified, like being enough to do things that you want to do.
Right.
So it's like, because we talked about like the job that I wanted to get.
Yeah.
Said I wasn't qualified. I'm just
Right.
like, dude, what the heck? Like, what is that? But again, it may just not be the opportunity. But
Right.
neither here nor there. But anyways, it was all of those things happening. I was like, okay, like, caught that. You know what I mean? Like,
it's amazing how God spoke to you like that. You know what I mean? Like you said, this came from a random person, not random person, obviously. I've seen her a lot in church. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's somebody that's of the church, and I don't like you. Clearly, didn't have a conversation with
No.
her about
No
what
shot.
was going on or whatever.
No shot.
You know what I mean? That's like what happened to me when I'm not gonna say said person's name, but when they prayed over me,
Mm-hmm.
they were like, "Yo, open your eyes, look at me, like He sees you."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's just good to receive the confirmation like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's cool. It's like that's what I mean. Again,
So
that's
what
what
you're
keeps me going. Yeah,
is what it is. To be honest with you,
mm-hmm. Yeah, helps you keep going for sure.
makes it a lot easier to keep going when you receive a message like that. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
And again, that's what like really for me that in part that's obviously what helps me as far as my own mental health is obviously my faith first. Um, you know, and just kind of relying on God, just to kind of like take away some of those things, especially like if I'm feeling depressed or whatever, go through that. And then, obviously, I don't want to say secular things, but, obviously listen to music, and then definitely hit the gym. Gym is always a huge one for me. And just kind of relieving that stress. I've tried to take, like, especially at work, if I mean, let's be real. Like people are pissing me off, or even the kids can be, the kids can be driving me crazy, and sometimes it is just me not being
in the right headspace.
Right headspace, and then they're just doing stuff, and I'm just like, dude, like, ugh, like Nyla was earlier,
right.
But what I've been doing better of, and I'm trying to really like hit home and practice more is like, dude, just walk away. Especially in that, especially in the atmosphere of dealing with the kids, because I don't want to say something to the kids, because I mean, things that we talk about at work is like the impact that you have can be a good one.
Oh yeah.
But can also be a trashy one. And I don't want this kid to look back and be like, yeah, I remember that one time at, my after school program where Mr. Justin snapped on me, and he was like one of like the worst advisors because he decided to snap on me over
Playing
something.
dodgeball. Mr. Justin took a little
Lego.
too far.
I mean, I do that with the I do that with the teens, but
Timmy.
yeah. I mean, I do that with the teens. Dude, the teens, we don't hold back. I
No,
mean,
definitely
we're
not, bro.
I mean,
Definitely not.
you know, we're careful in what we do, but
Yeah.
I mean, they're teens, and
Yeah.
you know, add a little challenge to it,
Yeah,
but
whatever.
respectfully. But yeah, I've been just trying to take a little. If I need to, I'm just like I'm taking a mental moment because either I'm not right or just the situation
Sometimes
is
you
not
need
right.
to, man. And to be able to check yourself like that in the moment, like, wait,
Define
hold on a
myself.
second, this ain't right. Hold on, dude, that's willpower right there. Not willpower,
Yeah.
that's not the word I wanted to use, but that's
Self-control too.
yeah.
But willpower is willpower is the same.
You know what I mean?
You know what you allow and what you do in.
Because the only thing you can truly control is yourself.
Exactly.
You really can't control those little kids,
Yeah.
dude. You know what I mean, bro? The only thing you have full control over at any given moment is your thoughts and how you act.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, bro?
But that can control the situation, and it could change the situation from where it could go
right,
and
or
where it should go.
Right, exactly.
So it's like I would rather choose. I don't know how you even phrase this. I've never understood it, but chosen the latter, where I want to make where this situation should go.
Right.
And making sure that this kid doesn't leave.
Right, facts,
like,
dude.
You know,
Definitely.
hating coming because I'm fighting to get kids into the building and doors open, and I don't want to have discourage them and be like, no, like I'm gonna, you know, flip on you or whatever. Which I've never gone that far.
Yeah.
I've done it in a sense of like, okay, you've pushed it too far. I need to raise my voice a little bit and like, okay, like we really need to nip this in the bud.
Right.
But never like a we all know that there's another level after that.
Oh yes.
And it's not a pretty one. And I've been in that situation, not with the kids, but just in general in life.
Yeah.
And it's not a cool feeling, and I don't want to be in that position.
Right. Yeah.
So
No, definitely not.
because that's not good for me either. Again, speaking on mental health, that's not good for me either, because then it's like, okay, there are also other things that lead to that. That is causing that to occur. It isn't just I'm feeling those emotions necessarily just because I'm in that specific moment. But I think sometimes if you look at later reflection and reflect on things that have happened, you know, maybe recently or even in the past, you're like, oh no, like I'm pissed. I'm like, I don't want to say triggered by that moment, but triggered by that moment because of X, Y, and Z
Someone
situation.
cut me off yesterday when I was coming to work or something. You know what I mean? I'm so aggravated about it. Yeah.
Right. Or just, you know.
Or like someone bumped into me because they weren't paying attention. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right. But like even that, like somebody bumps into you, like you could just be like, all right, I'm sorry, my bad. But like if were past moments that happened in your life that like people didn't respect you for some reason over a period of time, somebody bumping into you could like you could be like, dude, you this, that, and the third, and yeah, like yeah, literally.
He gets the wrath.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, like who hurt you when you were 3? But I mean, I say that jokingly, but also that like really is like a true thing, because sometimes we're just dealing with past situations that continue on with us today.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of you know, I think we have to be mindful of other people, but we also have to be mindful of ourselves.
It's a fine line to walk, man.
Yeah, I say that by also saying it's not an easy. It's not an easy thing.
In a society standpoint, it's not, because everyone else is the opposite of that mind frame. Now, my opinion matters and yours doesn't. Like, you know what I mean? So
it's like you can have two different opinions on a situation or how somebody's feeling or whatever. It's like, you know, it's how you feel and then what is actual reality.
Exactly.
And you can be separate for a second because we are human and we have emotions, but at some point we have to, again, like I said, kind of reflect and be like, is this really reality, or am I just basing the situation off my emotions?
Right.
And again, it's not a bad thing to have emotions.
No.
We all have emotions. Cry, laugh, get angry. Yeah. There's a time for everything.
Up in jail somewhere, bro. You know what I mean? Acting on impulse, bro. Or in a hospital. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We need to like break the stigma of like, you know, just because we're men, you know, like we obviously, like, you know, we have emotions too. We should be able to show them. We shouldn't be, you know, we shouldn't like just like hold it in, just because we have to be, the dominant piece, or so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do.
So like people have to be more, mindful and accepting of that. Let us express ourselves, and that goes with everybody as well. But like obviously like men specifically, like people just like they just have that mindset. Like you let the women women just like let everything out. Guys should too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I don't know. I was just saying that, and maybe it's just me and my perspective.
Like, without someone being like, "Oh my god, why is he crying?" This, what a wimp.
Yeah, because it's only again, what I was gonna say is like from my perspective, it's only with using this loosely, like the negative emotions. So like if I'm sad or if I get really angry, like it's a problem for some reason.
Yeah.
If you're crying, oh, he's too emotional. He's a baby. He's a girl.
He can't handle himself.
He's a wuss.
Yeah.
If I'm angry, oh well, he's too explosive. It's like no, like why can't I be angry?
Right.
Or like even if I, like even if we like raise our voices up a little bit, like some people just take that as like pure anger, just like rage. You know what I mean? Like it's like no,
Or he's trying to man.
I just happen to be talking louder. I'm not like trying to size you up or something. I'm not like disrespecting anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or if like if a guy does it to a girl, oh, he's trying to like man up on her. Like, oh, like I'm man, like be inferior to me. It's like no, like I'm just talking.
Yeah.
Like you said, like I'm just talking.
Man up on like, dude, relax.
And like it happens in relationships a lot too. I feel like maybe I mean I could be wrong, but like most of the time, like the girl will feel like
you're just
hey,
mansplaining.
Why are you getting mad? Like I talk about this situation calmly. Like I am, and
yeah, it's like I actually am.
I just happen to be animated sometimes. You know what I
Right.
mean?
I'm passionate. You know
I'm
what I
not
mean?
angry.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
Susan. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If I was like, I often say like, if I was mad, like you really don't want to see that. Like I'd be punching walls and shit.
I tell people all the time, if I was mad, you would know. Stop yelling.
Oh, yeah.
This ain't yelling, bro. I'm Italian. I talk loud.
Yeah.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Same.
Well, I'm just loud, bro.
Well, it's the way you're saying it. How am I saying
Right,
it? Like,
yeah.
oh, you're mad right now? No.
It's like, yeah, no, like I'm really not angry. Like I'm actually perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And I would like for you to kind of accept that.
Right.
Because I think that's what happens too. Like I talk to people and like, dude, like, why are you mad? I'm like, I'm really not.
Right.
Like I'm fine.
I just have
Or don't raise your raise your voice or whatever. It's like, I talk. I mean, I have the mic in front of my face, and I'm probably talking a little bit louder right now because I have the headphones on. And,
Why you mad, bro? No.
Yeah, right.
but it's like, yeah, right.
I'm gonna talk real loud because I can't hear myself.
Yeah.
So if I talk real loud, I'll hear myself.
Yeah. But
I have headphones on, so I can just always hear myself. But I want to hear myself outside the headphones.
yeah. It's a weird concept. It's a weird concept. Maybe if you wore headphones, then you would understand. You understand my emotions right now.
I'm already loud enough, though. You want me to put something that's gonna impede on my hearing, dude?
But I talk low in general.
Yeah.
So when I speak up, it sounds like I yell, and that's why I tell people I don't like to talk loud or speak up because then it always sounds like I'm yelling. Yeah. And then like, oh, why are you yelling? Why are you mad? I'm just talking loud so you can hear me. But it's just how it comes off. But and I mean, maybe like 5% is like, dude, I don't want to repeat myself.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say it louder, and I'm gonna have like 5% agitation to it because I have to repeat myself, and I don't like to repeat myself. Yeah. But I'm gonna say it because I'm trying to be mindful, and I also recognize that I mumble a lot, so I have to speak a little bit louder so people can hear me.
It happens, bro. Welcome to the dark side, baby.
Yeah. I also think I speak louder here because I don't know if I talk normal. Right. That you can hear me because I can hear myself, and I'm like, yeah, like,
yeah, I can hear you just fine, dude.
Okay. So now I'm gonna be self-conscious about. Well, now I'm talking loud. So now you're just what is it? Selective hearing. You're just like, yeah, I'm just like not listening to what you're saying. Yeah, this guy. But yeah, no, L.Y.F. But yeah, L.Y.F. No, I definitely agree with you. I think any negative emotion that a man has, it's taken to the extreme.
We're not supposed to show emotions, man. The emotions are supposed to be shown by the female. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, I'll say that's why I come from.
And that's a problem. I see that as a problem.
So I see it when a problem when she acts on those emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
I agree.
Okay. Because yo, be mad.
Yeah.
Cool. I forgot to grab eggs. Be mad.
Yeah.
But there's no reason to smash you over the head with a frying pan on it, and,
Right.
and you just be like, oh, 5 seconds later, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That's not cool.
Yeah.
Men should be able to show emotions. Unfortunately, when it comes to females, if it is your significant other, you have
It's
to be
always tough.
very airy about what emotions you do, because the moment that she thinks you're a pussy or you're weak in any way, shape, or form, dude,
She's out.
it's switched.
It
know
could
what I
switch.
mean?
Yeah, it could switch. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Our job is so she feels safe, right? Or if she don't feel safe because of an emotion that you showed her. Now, if you got yourself a proper woman,
Yeah.
then it will not be used or held against you in any way, shape, or form. And
In
you
this
can
court of law.
ugly cry in front of that female, and she'll still look at you as that dude that will take out 16 dudes if they broke into the house. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
But both can be true at the same time. I can
No, they
shed
can.
some tears.
They can.
I could shed some tears and then go
Dudes handle
bench
business,
press
bro.
245.
Handle business. Do what you gotta do.
You know what I mean? Like, I was going somewhere. I was definitely going somewhere. Oh, yeah. I think people just have this weird still standard of men are supposed to act like this and women are supposed to act like this.
I mean, yes
And
no.
if you break
To a
out
degree.
of it, to what you said, if you break out of that and you have a man or a woman, just to be somewhat on a fair side for a half a second, a man or a woman going outside of the standard that people have set up, then it's like, if they believe in that standard, then it's like, oh no, he's a punk, he's not gonna do anything, or she's way too emotional,
Right.
can't handle that, like push her off. It's like, no, like women are emotional creatures. It's just a fact.
They are.
So you have
They
to
act
understand
on
that as a
impulse.
guy,
They
but at
act
the
on
same
impulse.
time, as a guy, like we have to be able to cry. We have to be able to be angry.
Yeah.
But just like the Bible says, be angry, but do not sin.
Right.
So meaning you can be angry, but don't start punching people in the face.
Right.
I mean,
Exact-
obviously
facts.
there's
Facts.
again, there's
Because men
scenarios,
men
safety.
also act out of emotion. It's not just women. All humans act out of emotion.
Yeah.
Right.
It's one of the biggest downfalls, bro.
And like it happens in different ways too.
Yeah, facts.
But
And
again,
like we're not saying that like it's okay to be like short tempered like over everything. You know what I mean?
No,
Like
definitely.
if like one of those
Listen,
things
if you're
happens, like,
short
don't
tempered
snap.
over everything, then you need to talk to somebody about why you're mad and who hurt you when you were younger.
Yeah.
that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah. It's important. I mean, again, it's sometimes in
Gotta talk to somebody.
yeah. I think in certain situations, I think you have to look at, okay, like what am I doing? Because I think a lot of times it's like you. But sometimes, again, certain situations, I think you have to look and be like,
No, sometimes.
okay,
you
how
are.
am I
Right.
managing this situation, and what am I doing? Like, is there something that I can do that will maybe remedy this situation, that I can maybe change within myself
Right.
for the better?
Right.
If it's something that's going to make you worse, then obviously don't do
do it.
that. But if it's something that, it's like, oh, maybe I need to have a little bit more patience when it comes to this. And if I have a little bit more patience, then said response doesn't happen.
Right.
But again, hopefully it's things that are going to make you better as a person, not sink down into this weird rabbit hole of, whatever. But
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. No, because no.
And
no,
like don't jump to conclusions or make assumptions. Like we got to do a better job of just like understanding each other. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
On a deeper level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree 1,000%.
What are some things that you guys kind of do to kind of manage yours? Because obviously I talked about like lifting, God first and foremost,
So
music.
there's 3 things. Obviously, God. Okay. Since I've been saved, I definitely dealing with my mental has been a lot easier. Like I had a good grasp on it for a little bit, obviously to come and go, you know what I mean? But like it's definitely adding God to my life has definitely helped my mental 1,000%.
Yeah.
Amen.
1,000%. 1,000%. I got great people around me, great homies, dude. I can text you, I can text a chat, I can text
100%.
a chat with B and Murph, bro, and I get true, genuine honesty, and you're like not gonna judge me, or you know what I mean? Like I'll literally say certain stuff, like I've literally said to Jay, and like, Jay, I don't know why I'm mad. He's like, then don't stop, dude. Like, oh, okay, thanks, bud. I
cool.
literally
Yeah.
just
That's all I gotta do, right?
Yo, but
Yeah,
sometimes
you need a
literally-
perspective. You need an
sometimes
outside
you
perspective.
literally just say, Crispy, you're right. You're acting like a little bitch right now. Get over it. You're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything is
You
good.
just listed 15 good things, dude. The one bad thing that you're stressed out about is minuscule compared to those things.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Which leads me to my next point, right? When I start feeling down about myself or whatever, I go through my checklist. What am I grateful for? All right, I got a house, I got a job. May not like going there, but at least it's a good job. Pays the good bills.
Yeah, exactly.
Provides a good life. You know what I mean? I got family. I got friends. Like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? And when all else fails, dude, there's some little starving kid in Africa, dude, that has nothing, lives in a shit fucking house. You think you got problems, bro?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And in a war zone.
Yeah, exactly,
I mean?
dude. So like, it's having a good, solid foundation of people around me is definitely my go-to. So God's my go-to, people around me my go-to, and then my own personal checklist. And I might even ask myself, like, yo, can I change this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, is this a situation that I can truly change? If I can't, then why? Yo, let it go.
Yeah, if it's out of your control.
Get over it, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, certain situations are easier to deal with in that
sure.
aspect of realm. But generally, that's always my go-to. And having y'all has definitely helped my mental 1,000 times, dude. Just because I do.
Right out.
It is hard for men to talk about their feelings, and you guys have heard some of my deepest shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I used to think that. My perspective has now changed, and it's because of the people I have around me. Yes, it is very difficult for men to talk about their emotions and their feelings with the wrong people.
Right. I agree. You gotta have the right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's been certain things I've talked to y'all about that I haven't talked with like Murph and B about, and vice versa. Sometimes y'all just aren't the person that I'm supposed to be venting to with that, because you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So like yes, it is difficult for us as men to talk about our problems, but it's not if you have the right people, dude. I've ugly cried with Murph, both me and him in the same room, bawling our eyes out together, and having real life conversations, working through shit. You know what I mean, bro?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And like, just having, or Nim, same thing with Nim. I've ugly cried with Nim, bro. I don't know how many times, dude, when I was going with that stuff with Cam's mom.
Oh, yeah,
You know what I mean, bro? I'd call every
Mm-hmm.
3 days or whatever, emotional wreck, cry for hours, bro.
Yeah.
That was the right person. I was able to do that with her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's easy for me. It's not easy for me to talk about my problems, but it's a lot easier now because I have the right people that I can talk about my problems with.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what a lot of what I used to feel was, I can't talk to this person. They're not going to be able to relate to me or understand me, what I'm saying, what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
They may take it out of context. They may da-da-da, they may da-da-da. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But having like the right people is very important.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's helped me, like, especially like church stuff too. Like, I think it was like 2 retreats ago, and I'm not gonna divulge too much just because we try to keep the retreats there.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
But
definitely.
just being able to share a lot of things that I was dealing with, that I was trying to overcome with these guys. Like, if people were to hear, not like that, it would make, like, how do I say this? Like, for some, like, it may sound, and I don't even know how to say this, like, to some people, like, what I was sharing, and not that I'm a terrible person, but like, it could make me sound like a terrible person to certain people, and just things that I was dealing with, and but like being able to, like, I was super vulnerable, because these are things that, like, I would never share with anybody, but to be able to, like, have those people there and literally bawling my eyes out, like, I want to fix this, I need God to fix this, sharing that stuff, but after, not only help but from God, but from them as well, of like this, like, weight off my shoulders of being able to be like, I'm so glad I got that off my chest.
Those are the right people, bro. Mm-hmm. So men can talk about their emotions and their feelings, bro. Mm-hmm. It just may not be with your girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, as messed up as it is, okay, it just may not be with her, bro.
And I think,
and that's okay. That is okay.
I'm sorry.
You know what I mean? Like it literally is. What the issue is when they get all mad about, oh, you can't. Blah, blah. You're right. I can't. Look how you're acting right now.
Well, I think
You know what I mean? Like, what makes you think I'm gonna ugly cry in front of you because I miss my dead grandfather or some shit? No, I'm gonna go talk to my homie Murph. We're gonna drink a couple beers, hang out, dude, and dude, we're Gucci.
here's my quick perspective on that, and then I want to let life go because I want to stop talking too. I think for me, I think us, again, my perspective. I think us not sharing that stuff is because we don't want to add that burden to them as being our significant other because we love them, obviously, or I hope you would if you're with them or are reaching that point. We don't want to add that to them, so we keep it to ourselves because we don't want to add that burden. And then for them, I think it's just because they love us and they want us to let that burden go on them because they love us.
Right.
So it's like a weird, like the magnet thing where it's like we're trying to help each other out, but it's pushing in opposite directions, if that makes sense. That's my perspective. I think that's where I think, again, my perspective, again, sometimes, but they'll take it over the top because they're like, oh, you don't want to share anything with me. It's like, not because I don't want to share anything with you. It's because I don't want to add this, again, my perspective. I don't want to add any more burden to you because I love you or I care about you. Perspective.
And it could be
I
something.
was single for a very long time, so.
And like it can also be something that like you're still processing, you know what I mean? Like something could be, weighing on you, but like you really don't know why. You know what I mean? You don't know where it's coming from. And like you gotta like really like dig deeper to like really find that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the point where you're able to explain it a lot better. You know what I mean? That's where that's where music comes in for me. You know what I mean? Like if I'm going through something, like I'm not gonna know how to explain it right away. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot. You know, certain things that could be just going into the same thing. You know what I mean? Like stuff coming from here, stuff coming from here, whatever, wherever. You know what I mean? You're getting hit in all different directions. But like when I go to like write about it, I find a good beat, or if I have a nice like guitar riff. That captures whatever feeling that I have in that moment. The words just come and it's like, oh, it makes sense, and I get better in those moments because I know it's gonna help somebody else going through the same thing or worse. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, music helps a lot for me. Definitely God, man. God, like we've all said God. He's the Almighty for a reason. You know what I mean?
Yes,
like,
God over everything, baby.
He says, just like give everything to me. Like, do not worry about it. Give it all to me. Right. I will fight your battles for you. Do not worry about it. You're good.
Bonkers. It something baffles me, bro. It's like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
It's weird. You know what I mean?
And
like I got trust issues, dog. You sure? You know what I mean?
And like as much as we pray, like keep in mind too that like your prayers are answered right then and there, but like it's gonna come in, like God doesn't have timing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's his time.
Like so, it'll be like a prolonged period of time over the span of like however many years, where like your ultimate prayers are finally gonna get answered.
They may never get answered.
It may never get answered. There's certain things that
you're not meant to know everything.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Right.
You're not.
Yeah. I was just talking about that with.
Look at what happened to Pastor when his dad died.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was just talking about that with one of the kids the other day of just like understanding God's mind. I was like, if we like even tried to understand what he was thinking, like our minds would literally explode.
You can't.
Trying to understand like everything that
you think his mind is our mind fully unlocked.
I think it's probably further. I think it's probably further than that because I would just never understand.
Definitely further than that, yeah, for sure.
But
like he's seen literally like obviously if you've created something like you're gonna see like everything from literal start to finish. You know what I mean?
Is he just watching us like a bad soap opera? He's like, I don't know why I keep watching this channel. You know what I mean?
You
like,
still don't get it.
Kids sitting there eating his popcorn in this chair, and he's like, these sitcoms, I don't know.
Some people, we just don't get it. But yeah, I agree. I think writing it down, I think is super helpful too.
Yeah.
you know, and just kind of processing it, and then
Yeah.
you're able to get the thoughts out in kind of two ways too. You're writing it down, you're also creating the music for it, and allowing you to process it a little bit further because you're writing it down. You're like, oh, that it, I know I was mad about this, but like this thought came up as well as I'm
Right.
creating this song that is also tied to the current situation that I'm in.
Yeah.
Okay, so all of this is starting to make sense now. I'm having my own personal therapy, but I'm also like creating some beautiful music along
Right.
with it.
Exactly. Now, hopefully, we'll help somebody else.
Hey, exactly.
Yeah.
Nothing is new under the sun. So everybody goes through similar situations. It's, we're not the only people that are dealing with emotional problems or
No.
depression or
No, dude.
anxiety in some way, shape, or form. So there's probably multiple people that are going through the same thing that you're dealing with. So if you're being vulnerable,
Yeah.
not being the stereotypical stigma that everybody says, and sharing your emotions and sharing the tears and sharing the anger, there's probably again a guy out there that is afraid to do that, but hears it and is like, okay, he's able to share it and he's able to get through it. I can do that too.
Yeah.
Let's do
Yeah,
it.
every man out there is able to share their feelings. Again, you just need to find that one person, man.
Yeah.
Yep. We
You gotta
gotta
find that one person, and sometimes it's not even your homies.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
You know what I mean, bro?
Mm-hmm. There's been times I've talked to
Sometimes
not
it's
randoms,
nobody but God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
For real.
Yeah. I was like, God, I don't know who to talk to, so I'm gonna just talk to you,
Yeah.
just so I can get it off my chest.
Yeah.
And we gonna move forward.
Yeah, that
And
feels
we
good.
gonna move on.
You know, right?
Right.
All right.
Yep. 100%. 100%. Believe that. Yep.
But it's bonkers to me, man, that society depicts men, dude, that we can't be vulnerable like that.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Like, yo, I feel pain too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. What do you guys? I know we talked about what we do, but are there things that you guys try to avoid in order to support your mental health?
I just try not to feed into anything. I just not try not to feed my mind with like negative stuff. You know what I mean? Like there's plenty of that on the internet.
Yeah, no, facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear you on that.
So like if I'm going through like a really hard time, like now I just like start my day with like the word of God, or music depicting that.
Mm-hmm.
That helps the most for me.
Yeah.
Just don't feed your mind with like negative stuff.
Right.
Like, if you feed your mind with like only positivity, like you're gonna think positive, you're gonna do positive. You know what I mean? It's gonna spread to other people.
Mm-hmm.
If you feed your mind with negativity,
Yeah.
you're gonna think negative.
Yeah.
You're gonna do negative things.
Results.
You know what I mean?
Negative
Like
mind gets negative results.
right,
It's
exactly.
facts.
Mm-hmm.
Can't let the devil in, man.
No, definitely not, dude.
He ain't getting in. No,
Yeah.
not today, Satan.
No, bro, for real. Guess again, dude. You want to have that fight again?
Go
You're
right.
the last ones, bro.
Get the
Like
hell
you
outta
really want to
here.
get embarrassed twice? You know what I mean? No, you don't. No, I just protect my peace, man.
Mm-hmm.
If I feel at any moment my peace is being depleted by any situation, I don't care. Don't even care. I've worked too hard and I've struggled for too long in my life, and I've been depressed for too long in my life. To the point, if I'm watching a show, like that show y'all told me to watch, that was a Black Mirror, gave me the EBGBs, dude, and it made me like, when I was watching it, I was like, I can't watch this.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally a TV show, dude, made me aggravated, bro, and like just like, you know what I mean? I was like, I can't. No, I don't know. You know what I mean? So like, dude, I literally take it that far, bro. Where if I want to watch certain TV shows because of the way they make me feel.
It's the things that we take in with our.
I want to listen to certain music because of, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It's true. It's true.
Just try, like Life said, I just try to fill my life with positivity, man.
Yeah.
I try to always see the positive out of everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, I'm having a shit fucking day, dude. I'm stuck in fucking traffic. But then my mind will be like, because God wants you here. Like you're here in traffic for a fucking reason. Mm-hmm. So I just sit back and relax. And enjoy the ride.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, Lord, whatever you're saving me from, thank you.
I'll do it, dude. You know what I mean? I really will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I try to think of that sometimes too. I'm just like, I feel really in a rush right now, but there's probably something that is, if I were to rush into it,
exactly,
it would not be good. Right. So as frustrated as I am, Lord, thank you for whatever it is that you're keeping me from, because I'm not meant to be there.
The funny thing is, like, if things are happening like one after the other, like I'm just getting hit all day, or like all right, God, like, challenge accepted. You know what I mean? I'm a bust through these obstacles you're giving me right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was like
Trying to teach you patience.
that was
Yeah.
dude. That was like the other day, right? I'm out in the middle of a field
Hey,
for the
I
last
mean-
couple of days, and the wind's blowing, sand's blowing everywhere, and I'm like, "Yo, are you serious right now?" It blew harder, and I was like, "All right,
He said, "Yep."
whatever, dude."
Okay.
I don't know why you're doing this. I don't know what payback this is for, but I want you to know that I'm not happy. And this is not cool at all, dude. All right. The wind did
But
not
with the
let
way
up.
the wind's hitting
wind
the
did
trees, it
not
does
let up
look
all
cool.
day.
Okay. So
All right?
kudos to you for creating all this.
Mhm.
And I mean, I also think of it as like, he'll have like Satan in a headlock. He'll be like, hey, come mess with him real quick. You know what
I mean, he
He does.
and
he
then
does.
and then it's like, all right, that's enough.
He does.
Yeah.
No, he does, dude. He does.
I mean, he did it. Theoretically, he did it to Job because Job was faithful to God, and
God literally said,
and to
"Oh,
kinda
okay, go
test-
ahead.
he said,
Have at it, bro.
he's
See
like-
what you can do."
yeah, he's like, I'm super paraphrasing right now, but God was like, I bet you he won't flip on me.
Right.
He's like, you can do whatever you want. You can't kill him,
Right.
but you can do whatever you want. Watch, he's not gonna flip.
Yeah.
And he took everything from him.
Satan was like, "Yo, hold my
Every-
beer."
Yeah.
And Jesus was like,
No.
"Yo, hold your own beer, dude. I'm good, bro.
Yeah.
You can keep that where you're going."
Nah, Satan literally was like, yo, I took your family, I mean, minus his wife,
Yeah.
like took his kids, his
Yeah.
house, his
Yeah.
money,
your land
his land, everything.
set on fire.
And Job was like, naked as I came in, naked I'm gonna go. Cool. Like, God's still cool. I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
I mean, he had some like mumbles and grumbles in there, which is normal.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
But like at the end of the day, he was like, nah,
Man. All right. Whatever.
nah.
Yeah. Yo,
And God was like, then God put Satan back in a headlock and was like, look, told
Yeah,
you. Nah,
exactly.
sorry, buddy. Joke's on you.
I think one of my ultimate favorite stories from the Bible is like the story of Moses.
Yo, Moses is
You know
my
what I mean?
favorite,
Yo,
bro.
Moses is a badass, man. Yo,
Moses
shout out to Moses.
Moses is G, bro.
Yeah.
He really is, and like in that, like, I mean,
Yo, he was like 400 years old or something like that, wasn't he?
No, it was 400 years before they were. I mean, if you're thinking of it was 400 years before they came out of slavery, then yes.
yo,
But his
that-
age wasn't.
No, his age wasn't. I thought it was hella old. I thought
That was like
it was hella old.
Abraham and no, not even Abraham, because Abraham was like 100 when he had Isaac. It was like
Wow, bro. What are you doing having 100, like a kid at 100 years old? Dude?
yeah.
anything is possible with God.
Yeah.
Anything
No,
is
you know, I
possible.
mean, you're wrong,
His
bro.
wife was like again, super paraphrasing, please fact check me, but I mean, she was like 80, 90 years old when she
Jeez.
finally had a kid. But it was a promise of God.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of those things. It's like, yeah, you can believe that I can give a 30-year-old a kid. Oh yeah, they just,
Right,
their body just
exactly.
worked and whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna prove you one better. She's gonna be like 80 years
Yeah,
old.
Yeah.
Eggs
Oh,
not
bones,
working
your
at
own
all.
Bones, bro.
But yo,
and she gonna have a kid.
he just kept reminding Moses, like, yo, listen, like, I am the creator, but I'm also of all things, but I'm also the destroyer of all things.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna find out, man. Like,
Yeah.
yo, listen to me. Like, this is what you need to do, because watch.
Yeah.
You're gonna see like what I'm capable of. You know
Right.
what I mean? Trying to get his people out of
Egypt.
out of Egypt into the new land and all that stuff.
Mhm.
He saw what all of the bad things that happened to like Pharaoh and his people and stuff like that. So it's like that's when he really saw like what he actually can do. It's like, holy crap, you know what I mean?
Mhm. But you know what irritated me the most, and it
Like,
wasn't.
whether it be good or bad.
You know what irritated me the most in reading through all of that too, and it had nothing to do with Moses. It had to do with like the people of Israel. Is they saw all of that and then they still doubted.
Yeah.
They're like, "Yo, why'd you take us out, bro? Like, what the heck?"
Yeah.
And it's like, you just saw him like cast out all these things, 10 different plagues, all these miracles, all these things. The sea turns blood red.
Yeah.
All these things. The clouds, the circle of fire, all these things, burning bushes. You see in all of these things, all the things that God can do, and you guys still doubted what He was planning on y'all to do.
Yeah.
It's like,
but at the same time, they still have that little percentage of trust.
oh yeah.
So it's like, all right, you know, Moses, you're telling us to do all these things. You know,
I mean, they doubted him. His own sister wanted to fight him.
Oh yeah.
She was like, dude, what? But
excuse me.
But I mean, yeah. But I mean, that's just that's us. I mean, that's us now. That's us today. It's like we know we have the Bible that tells us everything that God has done, kind of the same thing as them, and we're still like, yeah, God, I don't know if you can do that in my life.
Yeah.
Like we're still kind of the same way. There's always that doubt, and that's why Scripture says, like, I have faith. Again, paraphrasing because I'm not always that. I'm knowledgeable, but not knowledgeable. I have faith, but help my unbelief because I'm human and this is tough for me to believe.
Yeah, no, it's bonkers, dude. It really is, man.
It's crazy. But yeah, protect the peace, protect the peace, protect the peace.
Protect your peace, man. That's, bro, literally everything from family to dogs crossing the street, dude. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't feel peaceful around you or you don't bring peace into my life,
yeah.
Doses, dude.
Yeah.
I spent too many years in negativity, man, and darkness. You know what I mean? It consumed my life for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And I will not stand for it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, dude? I really don't. I really don't.
For sure.
I don't need anything bad. You know what I mean? I just want my peace, my sanity to be okay, because I know mental institution ain't fun to place to be in, dude. You know what I mean, bro?
No, I can't imagine.
All right.
No, I try to stay off. I mean, along with what you guys have said, I just try to stay off social media as much as possible.
So I try to watch as much Christian stuff as I can on social media. So that's more.
It's what you're putting in your.
It's more frequent in my feed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I may be scrolling past like bad things, but then I'll get like 6 like in a row. I'm like, oh my god, that's okay. And then I'll be like, okay, with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put it down. Go work. You know what I'm saying? Or something. You know what I mean?
Capture your good and then put it down. For me, it's more of the comparison thing that we've talked about before, and just like, oh, this person's got that show, or this person has this house, or that person, just bought a house.
Yeah.
And then, you start comparing, your life. And,
2 vacations, 3 vacations back to back to back.
And it's like they, have a lesser job than I do, or whatever.
Right.
I have no idea or what kind of income they have.
Or don't.
Right. And I'm like, oh, how do they get to do that and I don't, and I'm working hard. And they're not, but I have no idea whatsoever. Right. So I try to avoid that because that sends me down a rabbit hole of just like, because again, as a man, I'm like, yo, like I want to provide for my family, and like, why am I not able to, not that I can't, but it's like, why don't, we go to Aruba, or why don't I have, another car, or, and then again, what we were just talking about earlier, it's like, bro, you have a roof over your head, you have a truck, you have a job, you have money, you have clothes on your back, you got people around you, you're able to make music, you're able to worship God for free, you don't have to worry about people beating you down because of it.
Exactly.
You have all of these things. You have a nice setup here in the podcast. Shout out to Fate One again. You have all of these things, and it's like, dude, stop comparing. You're good. Relax.
Exactly.
And just
relax.
Seek God, and everything else will come.
Yes.
And just chill out.
Yes.
And and like we've said before, maybe all of that stuff is just not for you because you are going to abuse it.
Right.
So I'm not going to give it to you. So
exactly
I try to, I get in those moments of just like, why? Like, why can't I? Why can't I? Why can't I? And it's like,
it's easier the older you've gotten to dealing with your mental illness. Not mental illness, but your depression.
A little bit. And again, like we've said, I think incorporating God into everything first has definitely helped, and just realizing how small my issues really are.
Yeah, bro.
And just being like,
that man got beat, bro. Man, dude, I ain't never been. I've been beat. I've been knocked down. I've been, but not like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. If you've ever watched Passion of the Christ, I'm sure that is.
So I haven't seen it in a very long time, but now that I've found my way to it, I want to watch it again.
Dude, watch it.
Dude, because you know what I mean, bro. Yeah. I just hate reading. Like, why?
Yeah.
I get why he did it that way.
Yeah.
I do. I get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He wanted the most authentic feeling. I get it and I understand it.
Yeah, because that was the language that they spoke.
Dude, I graduated with a 6th grade reading level. Them closed captions move a lot quicker than I can process. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's not. I don't want to say that there's not a lot, But I think a lot for me it was more. Yeah, I mean, obviously to read, but
Right.
for me a lot of it was the visualization.
Visualization.
Yeah.
Visualization.
Visualization.
There you go.
For me, again, like,
Visualization.
see, it's like, dude, they beat somebody that literally did nothing wrong.
Right.
Was like perfect.
Right.
Was kind to everybody,
Yes.
and like you still got beat, and you worried
Yeah.
about somebody cutting you off in traffic. Okay,
Yo,
let's
exactly.
put things
Facts, bro.
let's put things into perspective for half a second.
For half a
Again,
second.
we're human, and yes, we're
Dude,
gonna get frustrated.
when something happened, dude, the first thing he did was father looked up there, man. You know what I mean?
Forgive
He
them.
only
They do
talked
not know.
he only talked to
Yeah.
the Almighty.
Forgive them because they do not know.
Yep.
Yeah, they
That was
just
the
don't
last thing he
understand.
said.
Would you better do that?
What's that?
If you were getting crucified, would you rather Jesus forgive these people that don't know?
I hope so.
I hope so too.
I hope so.
Realistically, no, I know myself. Probably not.
And that's why it's, we
You know
talk
what I
about
mean?
forgiveness, and forgiving other people. It's like this dude was literally beat to the point that the people that knew him didn't recognize him
Yeah.
after he was beat
Yeah.
so badly. And even after all of that, he was like,
He literally forgave
Forgive
them
him.
for him, not, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
He forgave them for himself, not, you know what I'm saying? Because forgiveness is for you, not them.
I mean, it's for both. I mean, what he was doing was so that they could be forgiven
But if
for
you
their
forgive
sins.
him, then you're able
But yeah,
to
you're
be at
yeah,
peace
yeah,
with it, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
he
yeah.
can
No,
die
100%.
with peace and anger in his heart. That's why, you know what I mean?
Oh no, yeah. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Yeah. There was no anger in his heart. He was like, I'm literally dying because I love you.
Right.
Because I want to see you forgiven. I want to see you saved. So here I am.
Right.
And they're like,
It's wild, bro.
That was the reason why he was, willingly put himself in that position, so nobody else would have to,
yeah, because if he didn't, we'd all be screwed.
That is definitely the epitome of, hand your worries to me, and I'll take care of
That's
everything.
unconditional
I'll leave your
love right
burdens,
there.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's why he says, pick up my yoke. My yoke is lighter. Meaning like the burdens that he carries. If, for people that may not understand what yoke means, but it's, yoke is like what they put on the side of cattle's, those like barrel things that are like this, and then they'll carry stuff.
connects them
Hang on the
together.
side.
Yeah, it's like a hanger. Yeah, it's
They
like a
can
hanger
walk two
on
by
your side.
two or whatever.
Yeah, so his is lighter, which it's real. It's like our problems are nothing, and if we take on his, it's light. It's easy. So perspective on everything, as we look at our lives, as men, mental health is very important. But it's tough. But
It's tough out there.
Let's look at, as far as, again, on the comparison side, let's appreciate the things that we do have, but also, like you guys have said, let's take moments to just reel ourselves back in, keep our peace, all of those things, so that we kind of understand our limits, if you will.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
that's huge. That definitely is huge, man. I think that like a lot of people don't think of it like that. You know what I mean? Like, yo, the TV shows, bro, all that shit's energy. That will affect you.
Oh
you
yeah,
know what
100%.
I mean? Like, people need to understand that, man.
100%. Any final thoughts, guys? Before we, sorry, 8:40, man. We've been cruising.
Really?
Yeah. It's been good though.
That's it.
I've liked it.
No, it's been good. It's
I
been
dig
good.
it.
Final thoughts.
Any final thoughts?
Final thoughts.
Life's gotta take a dump. That's fine.
Crispy's like, Crispy's like, yo, we just spoke the most powerful.
I was trying to think of something good and inspirational.
Yeah.
And this kid's over here like, yo, I got a dookie real quick.
He's like, we just spoke the most like powerful, like inspirational half hour, and it just went. Because this guy.
Final thoughts.
Be kind to others because you never know what they're going through.
Facts.
Keep the peace.
Keep the peace.
Give all your worries to God.
Amen.
He will handle everything for you. Do what you love. Spread positivity.
Amen. Yeah, I think just appreciate like I've said before, just appreciate my final thoughts. Just appreciate the things that you have. Be grateful for it.
It could all be gone tomorrow.
Yep. Look at Job.
Snap of a finger.
Mhm.
I promise you.
Right. Stuff like Job happens all the time. People are living life and then
Happened to me, dude.
gone.
Playing soccer, was doing good. About to go play in college. Boop. Blown out ankle. Over. Snap of a finger, bro.
Right. Career.
One wrong step.
Mm-hmm.
All it took.
Right. And something as simple as that can happen.
Yeah, exactly, bro. And like you said, when in doubt, just look at Job. That boy lost everything.
Yep. And you're still like somewhat positive, if you will.
Right, dude.
Respectfully so positive.
Right.
So, I want to say God bless as always to everybody that has been watching this or will watch this. Shout out to the team, Minds of One Collective Genius. Looking for any Christian merch for His Glory, IV His Glory. Promo code J_Faith Official, 15% off. Got some shows coming up. Want to say those one more time, Life, just so we can have them on the back end.
July 4th, Charlie's Hill, Lebanon, Maine. July 18th, Panucci's, Concord, New Hampshire. July 25th, undisclosed location, Taunton, Massachusetts. August 15th, upstate New York.
Bam.
Flying, baby. We
All
traveling,
in one
boy.
breath, man. Yes, sir.
There we go. Day one, full video coming out Friday. Single coming out July 1st. Day one, July 1. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. But until next time, my name is J Faith. We got
Life on the Royce.
We also got
It's your boy, Crispy.
and this is the Right Mind Podcast. We'll catch y'all next time.
What's up? So we can get that, but not the hand clap.
No, never.